Yeah, I have a question for you actually. Do you find that most people in your life, when you have a conversation with them, it's more icebreakers than anything else? It's like, let's talk for a minute, tell me what you're up to, I'll tell you what I'm up to, and then we're done, right?
Yeah, more or less. Like I find that like when most people speak or when I speak to, I guess like your average person on the street or whatever, it's usually just about like one topic or maybe like several like related topic, like small ones, like oh, how's your mom? How's your brother? How's blah blah blah. And then that's it. And then you're done. It's like oh, I gotta like go pick up laundry or something, whatever, you know. And then yeah, I mean that's kind of like the basis of like a lot of conversations nowadays. I find.
Yeah, and that bums me the hell out. It's the Facebook status of conversations, and frankly, if I wanted that, I'd go on Facebook. And it's frustrating for me day to day to make little jokes and kind of mess around with people, at work, but not be able to talk about the concepts that go through my head, just the random stuff.
Philosophical stuff and everything, yeah.
Like that happens as a result of the other evening. I actually tried to have that discussion with somebody at work, and they were just like, "What? Like, well, things breaking, so you have to buy me." I don't care.
Just like whoop.
Thanks, asshole. Like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, shrivel up into a fucking dead ball of conversation now. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the feed into the tangent and possibly into a rant, but like just like a lot of I don't know.
Trying for a trigger now, aren't you? Okay, let's see.
This is gonna turn into like a whole other video now at this point, but yeah, I mean the concept of conversation has really shifted like dramatically, like especially with freaking cat with with
conversation too. I mean, it's very,
what do you think, cat?
Although, sometimes that's way more insightful than the shit I hear day to day. So, like,
True.
Sad stuff.
But yeah, I mean, like with like the popularity of like people, purely communicating with each other through Facebook, through Twitter, like where it's 140 characters or less, and like that translates into real world conversation if they even engage so much in real world conversation, and it just like. I don't want to like become like a conspiracy theorist and like say that like oh it's the downfall of civilization as we know it, but it could potentially like it has the potential like if there's like an alternate timeline, I could definitely see it like veer into that direction. Penned by Stanley.
Totally. Well, that's it's. I'm glad that you brought that up actually, because that's something that I have thought about quite a bit. Because as a waiter, it almost seems like part of the trade to go to the bar and hang out with your waiter buddies. We call it post shift. It's what you do to get it all out of your system, bitch about your customers, whatever it is that you got to do, and just have a beer and socialize. But I swear to God, I'll be there on the patio talking with a bunch of my friends, and everyone will be on their fucking phone for like a long time talking with people that aren't fucking there.
Right.
And you and me, we're old farts, man. We grew up with house phones. We knew numbers by heart of like 4 or 5 people on our block that we wanted to call because we were sleeping. We had the list on the wall or a little Rolodex or something, and that's what we did. And we called them to see if they could hang out in person. That's what we did, unless it wasn't possible to go hang out.
Right.
And that is almost the opposite of what we're dealing with today. People are hanging out in person and talking to everybody else. And it's like, listen, asshole, there's only one body of mine. It's here right now.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk to it, or you want to fuck off and save money at home by drinking beer. It is very frustrating. And I've gotten into the habit of the bar tab game with a close group of friends where we put our phones in the middle. First fucking one to grab it buys the next round for the entire table, and it's relatively effective, I have to say.
That's a very good game. I'm not gonna lie, that's a very good game.
Totally, and that's the only way that I've been able to work out lately how to kind of counter that. And it's sad, it really is, because we're substituting digital interaction with in-person, interpersonal interaction, and it's I think that as a people, as humankind goes, we're going to see that we're at a loss for that. We're losing the feeling of community and stuff like that, because there's always a darker side to connectivity. I mean, even though there's a benefit to like you and I, we've never met in person, but I mean, we've talked a little bit, and I have to say I haven't gotten to know you very well before this interview, but the magic of technology allows us to have a conversation in an interview like this, which otherwise, wouldn't be possible, 5, 6 years ago. It would be on a webcam, and it wouldn't be as easy to set up as this. I installed one app, I have Wi-Fi, put it on a bucket, it's done.
Mr. Bucket.
Bucket Tech is here to stay. Wow, I made a fucking rhyme right there. What the hell's wrong with it?
I'm a poet and didn't know it.
About buckets. I don't know what to do with that information right now.
You know what? I mean, I'm pretty much like seeing like a lot of things like here as like potential video projects now. Like this is kind of like the world I'm living in now. Like where it's like, that would be a good idea. How can we harness this? Like where it can like bring in the funnies, bring in the lulls, and like with the bucket rhyme, like possibly make like a little song spoof out of it, like 1 or 2 minute. But even what you said earlier about post shift, like just a show post shift and just waiters just getting around and just talking about what the fuck happened today, and
really
throw in like
some idea that I had recently, and if you touch on it, I will have to kill you. So tread lightly is what I'm saying.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, like if you kind of go into conversation, just like talk, interspersed with like some philosophy, just to I guess class it up for the folks.
Please, man. People want dick and fart jokes, man. If I learned one thing from Kevin Smith,
like no matter what animal you play as, they'll do like the dog mounting position, and then it'll fade to black, and then you'll hear like a wolf howl, like oh, and like it's just like really weird. It's like, oh, I'm playing as deer, and then all of a sudden the deer's like.
Great timing with the cat, by the way.
Yeah.